Hi everyone, I'm Steve from Drive EV and this is Jay. Today we're talking about the Targa Tour, the South Island Targa Tour that I luckily was the one to drive with Hulk. So yeah, have you got something you want to talk to me about, Jay?
What is the Targa Tour, Steve?
Well, the Targa Tour is the Targa is an event that has been running for 30 years, which is on basically on closed roads in New Zealand. They are usually in the North Island, but do South Island ones occasionally. The tour side of things is for cars that aren't race cars, that don't have roll cages. So they're an opportunity for people to, I guess, take special cars and drive them like they're supposed to be driven. In controlled, safe conditions, under 160 kilometers per hour. So yeah.
So what speeds were you driving at, Steve?
I was driving at under 160 kilometres an hour the whole time, except for a little bit of the time we went over that. The cars are actually tracked, so yeah, you get in trouble if you go over in a way that looks like you did it on purpose. So yeah, the trickers did not look like you did it on purpose.
What was the consumption like when you were driving at those speeds?
Oh, it was quite high, Jay. Yeah, it was quite high. Yeah, we had a can reader on the car for the whole session, which didn't get everything we needed, but the highest consumption would have resulted in 28 kilometers of range from a 100 kilowatt hour battery. So it was, what was it? It was 3,500 watt hours per kilometer. So, and then on the flip side, we got a maximum regen of minus 780 watt hours per kilometer. So that would have given us infinite range.
Why did you do it?
I did. It's a bucket list thing for me. I've always wanted to do the Targa Tour, and the thing that excited me about doing an electric car was it's very hard to get a challenging road trip in an electric car with the infrastructure we have in New Zealand, and cars, you know, like Hulk that do 500 k's range. But when you start driving it at 160, then all of a sudden it does become challenging. So yeah, it's just the fun of it, and just to have an EV in the Targa is a cool thing.
What was your favourite part of the Targa?
I think it was the spectators on Special Stage 5. There was an area that was quite sort of closed in with lots of suburban properties, and there was just people everywhere on couches, having a blast watching the cars go past, and just the kids just loved Hulk. So yeah, just the spectators really.
What did you learn?
I learned that Tesla Model S's are quite heavy, and when you start travelling at high speeds, you notice that.
Oh,
yeah, physics starts to kick in.
Brakes worked really well then?
The brakes worked really well because we upgraded them before the event, but I think if we didn't, they wouldn't have done. So thanks for the advice, Dan from Driven Auto. Get good brakes before you go.
Bit hard to get them after.
This is true. Yeah.
Would you go again?
I'd love to, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had an absolute blast, so absolutely.
So you said about the brakes. What prep did you do before the Targa?
So we upgraded the brake pads to a sort of I think it's sort of like an endurance pad. So it's basically a pad that can work both at cold temperatures and really hot temperatures.
So like a fast road pad kind of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly, yeah. So like the factory brake pads in the S work really well until you start really getting them too hot. And then, yeah, you sort of, road pads are designed to be comfortable and work when they're cold, but they disappear at a certain time, which sounded like a really unfun thing to have no brakes. Ask what's the man on YouTube?
Oh yeah, he had a very, very bad time. All of a sudden, he was having a really good time until that point though. It did look a lot of fun.
So we didn't want to do that.
Did you change the brake fluid?
Yes, that's what he didn't do, wasn't it? Yeah, no, that's
he changed it for air. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So no, we did. We got we basically got new rotors because the other ones were worn out. We found out turns out 250,000 k's is about how long your rotors last on a Tesla Model S.
That you're towing with?
Yeah. So new rotors, new pads, and new fluid. So
Did you do anything to the motor?
no.
Didn't put an LSD in it or
Oh
anything?
yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not the motor, but yeah.
I mean, it's in the same box.
Yeah. Well, it is. Yeah. True. Yes, we put an LSD in it to help the traction. And
Where did you get the LSD from?
the internet.
Oh, thank you, internet.
Yeah, we got it from Quaife.
Oh, that is the name of the company. Okay, serious space. Who supplied that?
EV West. No, EV.
It's EV West, isn't it? The American crowd.
No, it was the UK crowd.
It's for the UK.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What else? What do you wish you'd done before you went?
Put better tyres on. Yeah.
Oh, did someone advise you to put better tyres on?
My brother laughed about it, and yeah. When I told him that the tyres that I had on, he said, "Safety's not a big deal for you." Is it?" Yeah. I mean, the tyres we have on are great, but it turns out after a few tight quarters at 160, they loosen up a bit, which was fine. But yeah,
That time.
yeah.
What do you wish you knew before you went?
Wish I knew before I went that someone was going to be on the charger on day one at Richmond. That would have been nice info. Yeah. I would have got there 5 minutes earlier.
Was the Tesla well received by the other people there?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I mean, we had lots of people sort of come up and say, "Good on you for doing the Targa in a Tesla," and it's really cool to see. I mean, I think the general demographic there were not your average EV folk, but they were very accepting of us, and I thought it was kind of cool.
Doesn't brap. So what would be the perfect EV to take to Targa?
So I've been thinking about this a bit. So we had battery temp problems. So I think the key thing would be, I think you don't need that much power. So either probably a Tesla Model 3 Performance like yours, or I was thinking probably an ID3 Tour, the big battery ID3. So they're 82 kilowatt hour with a 150 kilowatt motor. But as you know, you can drive them at any speed around any corner and you don't even get a squeak out of them. So I think you would take an ID3 and you'd put your foot down, put speed limiting on 165 and don't take it off for the whole year. But it's one of those things, you need to get a few cars through there and see. I think the reason we had battery overheat issues on one of the stages was because we had our regen on, and we were regenerating so hard that I think that was really ramping the heat up. So yeah, I think turning regen off would be basically what I'd be doing next time. Yeah.
So what when you had battery temp issues, what did that manifest itself as? What did you see?
So basically the motor performance started dropping off.
Right.
So it was just going from 300 odd kilowatt to 150, and sort of the harder you pushed against it, the harder it pushed back with limiting. So it was trying to find a balance. The stages in the South Island Tour this year were much straighter than they usually are. There was a lot of really long, fast straights, and there was times that we were doing probably 5 kilometers downhill at 160 kilometers an hour on maximum regen. So I think, maybe the tighter stages, it's not an issue, but we sort of ran into that, and it was really hot as well. So,
how many charges did you get through?
So we basically one charge at lunchtime was basically our opportunity to charge. In total, I'm not sure really, I guess one in the morning, one after. We were on 0%, I think 4 times in the 2 days. So I mean, we pushed it pretty hard. But getting back to sort of the excitement of doing something like this, it really hones your skills in on making sure you've got enough You've got to drive fast, you've got to get there, you've got to charge, you've got to get back, you've got to not cook your battery, you've got to do all these things. So that was sort of my excitement about it.
Easy. Sounds like you've answered this one, but apart from the 0%, were there any scary moments on the Targa?
Not really. Like day one, I was pretty slow. I was really nervous about, crashing the car and killing my stepdaughter and being on the news with a bright green Tesla. So yeah, day one I was really slow. So there was no sort of issues there. Day two I started to pick up a bit of speed, but I still was I was driving pretty conservatively. I did have a moment once where there was a section where the corners were very light and you could just sort of look down the middle and just see a straight line between all of them. So we're just doing 160 through these little turns, and then you think we were quite close to that fence post and we are doing 160. If you start to think about what's actually happening, it's
quite close to a bridge at one point, weren't you?
Yes. A car behind us said that the GoPro was not far away from kissing the one-lane bridge as it was mounted down the left side.
Did you have any problems to overcome?
Just really the temp issue and day one we had someone on the charger, so we could only get a very brief charge, so we had to drive very conservatively while also fast. So but it was all part of the fun.
Were the chargers near enough to where you were racing?
They were reasonably close. Like the area of this event was not a great place for chargers. There was only 50 kilowatt units, and there was basically one in each place where we needed it. So it wasn't the perfect event for an EV, hence why Graham, who did the last one in his Tesla Model 3, didn't do this one. But yeah, we made it work, so yeah.
Did you break anything?
No, nothing at all, I don't think.
That's a record.
Yeah. I put a little mark on the rear bumper of Hulk, but that was when I was unloading the trailer for the support car, so that wasn't actually mid-event, but yeah.
Close enough. So you're a race car driver now?
I guess so. I think I'm a tourist is what it's initially. It's the Targa tourist, so I'm a tourist.
Oh, bless.
Race car tourist.
What was your favourite car that you saw there besides Hulk?
Favorite car I saw there. Oh, there's some pretty cool ones. Yeah, I mean there was probably the gentleman who came in the other day with the Minion car. There's a bright yellow. Was it Renault? Fast Renault hot hatch thing.
Renault Megane,
and it's bright yellow and it has a Minion face on the back. and the guy who drives it just has a blast when he's there. He makes fun of all of the authorities at the event and just takes the mickey. And his official job, as he said, is to make Targa fun. So, yeah.
Last question: do you have any more events planned?
Yes. We are going to the Port Road
Street Sprint.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so in Wellington, in Petone, Jay's taking his Model 3 Performance. I'm taking Hulk. Seb from Thompson Automotive has got a Leaf that's going to be race car. So that's when's that Wellington anniversary weekend?
Yes.
So yeah, that's going to be race car. That's going to be white knuckle racing there. So
can we get some cool stickers?
Sure.
Should we watch the video and you can make some comments on it?
I like this bit because you can actually see a tyre mark being made. I've never seen that before with a car that's not drifting. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. This is the bit where this is the shot where apparently we nearly hit the bridge. So.
Pretty close to me. Also, you hit that patch of water coming out.
Yes, that was great. We can put that there. So, nicely placed.
Yeah, thanks. Here you're just following a Jaguar.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, this was...
Is this the same shot but different angle?
Yeah.
Excellent. nice engine noises coming out of that Tesla
Yeah,
there.
that's the front motor.
That Jag looks like it's absolutely flying.
Yeah, so the Jag was it was pretty cool. They were super fast on the straights and not quite as fast around the corners. On day one, we were nowhere near them, but on day two, we, as they said, found some speed and ended up going around. You sort of hop cars when you catch up to them. You go ahead of them and get your right place when you're not holding people up, you're not being held up.
Those bridges look a bit narrower at 160 k's than they do at 50.
They do, the bridges, they're pretty cool. You just sort of put it in the middle and then just stomp it. They're quite fun actually. I've been in rally cars before and it's a lot more scary when you're not straight going through them. I can assure you that.
A little bit of oppo coming out of that corner there. Did you not see the grapple when you went in?
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't mind driving a bit sideways. So one thing, that the tyres were not very grippy, but they did actually give me a good feel of how the car handles and sort of brake traction.
Yeah. So they're quite progressive. That's words that people use for tyres. They don't just
Does that
suddenly
mean
go.
not very slippery, not very grippy?
It means that they break traction slowly rather than just.
Oh, okay.
Okay, have a good day, bye.
Yeah, which
Jesus,
was good. Yeah, I was finding you come into a corner and you start to understeer a bit, and then you give it some throttle, and it would sort of start oversteering, so it's quite well balanced.
There's not a lot of corners in this tour, is there? I'm trying really hard to find some.
No, apparently, yeah, usually there's a lot more. Lucky we got the aero discs on, pull the brakes down. Lots of the competitors said to me, "What's with the front discs?"
That makes it faster.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a nice.
That guy won in his
Yeah.
class, so yeah. Even though we do see him broken down at least once, yeah, he won, so he must have done something right.
Semi-twos are just legendary fast.
Well, that's right.
Until they're not.
Yeah, so you see a bit of tyre movement here. I'm not sure if that's normal or not, but yeah, it does move from left to right quite a lot. Can't say I've looked at too many tyres like this, but
Normally you'd be looking at the road rather than the rear tyre.
yeah. So if you feel the movement though,
Is that good? Seems like a good thing.
yeah, I mean it's fine.
Oh, it's the other angle from you coming around that corner a bit hot.
All right.
That's cute. It's always going to happen whenever you try and make a video.
Yeah.
It's quite scenic, isn't it? And South
It is.
Island is not an unattractive place to drive
no,
through.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and you get sections where you have a quick look out the window and go, "Oh, isn't that nice?" And then you get back to focusing on the road.
Does autopilot work at 160 k's an hour?
I didn't try it. Yeah. I don't think it'll put you in the middle of the road where you want to be.
That's true. It's a little unnerving to watch you move between the different lanes. I know that a lot of people just drive like that normally.
Yeah, well, it's amazing how much faster you can go from swinging from side to side of the road than just being limited in your lane. So the cool thing with the tour is we had about 40% of stages and 60% tour in between stages. So we did actually get to take a breath and take in the beauty of the sort of Nelson, Albury area.
I think that bit was just before you went around the corner real fast and skidded. I did find a lovely bit of footage of Barry being less than enthusiastic about your enthusiasm.
I see. So Maddie did great. We had a book that we had to navigate our way on a certain route through, obviously closed road stages, but on the open road stages. And if you took a wrong turn, you'd be dobbed in and fined because Yeah, people would make fun of you, and you'd have to pay money to charity.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. But anyway, no wrong turns. Maddie did great.
We're getting racy.
Well done,
And I have zero sense of direction, so that's a lot to be said. I rely 100% on navigation, which of course doesn't know where the Targa's going, so
True.
it is of no use.
I was trying to do something clever here.
So this is where Jay's sitting on the roof holding the camera up.
Yeah.
He hangs on really well around this corner.
Oh, that's where you hit the ground, wasn't it?
We had some fairly daring GoPro mounts, where a lot of the competitors were like, "You really trust your mounts, don't you?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah, you've got to." So, but they held on. Thank you, GoPro, for making good mounts.
Yes, thank you for the stickers.
Alibaba for making similar good mounts.
Oh, there was something happened just back there. Was there someone having off? Was it?
Yes, so there was a car that came off at speed based on the lines. We didn't see a car. So I don't actually know what happened. So if you're from Targa, let us know what happened. Yeah, it looked like some pretty serious marks, and one of the tour leaders in the Mustang saw those marks and thought they're not the marks of someone pulling over gently. So yeah.
Those aren't fun skiddies, they're sad skiddies.
No, and there was sadly there was a Ford Escort that got absolute total, but everyone in Targa was very, very sad about it. The guy broke some bones, but that wasn't a big deal apparently.
Always get more people. There's a finite amount of
Yes.
Ford Escorts.
Yeah. So,
And it felt at the time like there was an infinite amount, but they're very finite now.
Yeah. But no, the car actually hooked in and went endo. Yeah, so it was like a Coke can that had been crushed. The roll cage did an amazing job. That was fine, but everything else not so much.
As long as it still gets VIN plates, it's still going to go back on the road.
Well, I think there's a frame, a shell that's going to be reshelled. But
There you go.
oh, there's the mark.
There it is.
There we go.
Oh, it's flashy
Yeah,
lights and everything.
Yeah.
That's very sad times. Nobody wants flashy lights when they're out driving fun. Lovely sweeping corners. If they had more of those, I think you'd have a much better time.
Yeah. Well, SS5 was just corners, and it was really cool. But the team from Targa was saying about how the South Island is, I guess, a bit more spread out, so it is harder to get. It's all super tight corners and so this here was probably, I think, the fastest we were going. We were following a group of sort of Euro cars. There was an Aston Martin and I think a couple of grunty Mercs and that sort of thing, and that was kind of where we felt that Hulk sat in nicely.
Hulk's like 90% Mercedes, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. So, so the big, heavy, high performance but high weight car section, I guess. Rightio, we completed the Targa Tour South Island 2022. High five. Well done, Maddie. Well done, Hulk. Thank you. The spectators have been pretty awesome on the side of the road, especially the kids. We've been getting lots and lots of cheers. The odd boo, but we ignore those. There's only about one or two of those. But
you ignore them.
I ignore them. Maddie wants to throw things at them. But no, we've had a blast. The car's been really good. It just started overheating on the last run, so so we had to back off and just sort of cruise the last stage. But yeah, we've had a blast. And today definitely been way faster than yesterday, so starting to get the feel of the car under speed, which is cool. So now, off to the dinner. With a mighty fine, we got 4% to do 15 Ks, which is totally fine, I think. No, it is fine. Ooh, nearly a crash. So yeah, off to dinner. Thanks for watching. And that's the story on Targa 2022 tour. What he said.
Yeah, that guy knows what he's talking about. And he looks quite stoked that's over.
So we're actually, so mid-tour, you come around the corner and you're absolutely flying, and there's all these people going, "Way!" and you've got to toot your horn while driving. It's very important. The Jag in front of us, it was so awesome to watch. Every time he'd go, "Yeah!" because he's an convertible. So basically, his job as a co-driver was to put his hands up. And he won the Spirit of Targa award or something like that, the Targa tour, because he was really cool to follow.
That was one of your days when you got nothing and you still got to get there.
That one wasn't so bad because we had 15 Ks and 5% or something. So.
Oh, 5%. Oh, that's it.
But
that's
it was
loads.
the day before that where we had 0, and we would just finish the event and had 7 Ks. And usually I go like 1 times 3 or 1 times 4 with Hulk.
Right.
When you get to 0, it doesn't matter what you times it was, it's not good. So you just got to be like, it'll be fine. And it was. Yeah. We were in the stage doing about 1:30, and Maddie said, "Steve, we have 3%." And I was like, "Don't worry, it'll be fine." So we
Well, you made it back.
we made it there. Yeah, made it back.
Thank you for watching us talk about the Targa.
And that's the story on the Targa tour.